So in this video, we're going to see a caller try to call up and defend Donald Trump, but he's going to get absolutely smacked down with facts from the host. Let's jump into it, and towards the end, I'll give you guys my thoughts.
When we left Europe after the referendum,
yes,
Europe imposed on the UK a particularly tough, rigid deal that has stunted growth in the UK and, threatened our defences as well. I would rather be allied. Trump's 3.5 years left of his tenancy, and then he's gone.
Well, there's some dispute over that, isn't there? There are suggestions that he might refuse to move. We don't know what will happen, but certainly, my problem with people saying he definitely will call another election and it will be free and fair and everything will be fine is that everybody who said that the fears about Trump were exaggerated at the beginning of his second term have been proved wrong. He's been worse, if anything, than people feared. So we do have to consider that possibility, don't we?
Well, is he worse? I mean, I think we could learn a few lessons here from Trump. Not everything he's doing, obviously, is correct, but he is putting his country first, and he's doing the things. Why should he be propping up NATO with funds disproportionate to the other contributors?
Well, hang on, but we're talking about the silencing of journalists. We're talking about threatening of academic institutions, the closing down of the Department for Education, thousands of people losing their jobs through these swinging cuts, thousands of people losing millions of people losing their social security. How is that good for America?
Why should the government and taxpayers be paying for people who aren't doing a job? Why should the department? We're closing down the NHS thing here because there's a doubling of duties and we're wasting money.
Well, we're not closing down the Department of Education, though, are we? We want people to be educated to a high standard. And also welfare payments, so-called welfare payments, are shown to pay dividends in terms of the whole of society. Cutting them saves money in the short term and means that there are more expenses to the exchequer in the long term.
Possibly, but what we're doing here is trying to cut out people who are robbing the taxpayer in welfare payments, and Trump is doing the same thing. He's just not prepared to pay people who are freeloaders. I
don't think that you understand the extent to which Trump is eroding the very fabric of democracy and becoming an authoritarian.
I'm not as clever as you.
It's not a question of cleverness. It's just a question of looking at what he is doing and saying this is an authoritarian figure. This completely changes the world order. America was supposed to be the leader of the free world, and we were supposed to be allied with them, and Europe was supposed to be allied with them. And that has been the case since the end of World War II. The US administration's behavior has fundamentally messed with the dynamic of that, and we need to do something in response. So what should we do? We ally ourselves with the wannabe dictator?
I think I would rather hitch my wagon to America in the long term on the basis that Trump isn't going to be there after 3.5 years than with Europe, who we've been at war with effectively for 500 years in one form or another, and who put us to the sword when we left, even as recently as 2016. They've been
I take issue with your framing of that. They were very clear that there was only one type of Brexit deal that was feasible and that would be disadvantageous to the UK. You can't just allow people to leave a union and to have more benefits or equal benefits than they had before they left it. That defeats the purpose of a union. They were very clear on that from day one. It's our politicians that lied to us and said that it wouldn't affect us in the way that it has.
Okay, I accept that. I accept that. Nonetheless, Germany, France, Spain, over 300-400 years, those alliances have shifted tremendously in all different directions. And I would feel more secure in England with America as my security blanket than Europe as my security blanket.
And what
That's
about even if we were able to obtain some favour from Donald Trump, what about the fact that he famously turns on a sixpence, listens most to the last person who was in his ear, changes his mind at the last minute? What about the instability that brings about?
I don't know, but I sense that on some of the big, this would be a massive issue to America. I don't believe that they would want to be bad friends, call it, with the United Kingdom, given the tie-up in security information, having a solid partner on the European front. I think it's a special relationship, and Trump, I think he loved it when Keir Starmer pulled out a letter from the King, didn't he?
But then went on to slap tariffs on our steel, so obviously didn't mean that much to him, did it?
Well, we're putting VAT on all of his products. We're putting tariffs on his products. So, again,
in retaliation. Yeah, things are changing so quickly. I hear what you're saying, Spencer, and thank you for your call, and thank you for making your debut to LBC.
So, so many things to unpack there, and I wanted to make this video simply for a lot of the viewers that I've got that are outside of the UK. Now, I want you guys to understand the exact same way you've got so many people on the right over there that are, you know, bootlickers and literally, you know, taking and consuming absolutely everything that Donald Trump spews. You've got people right here in the UK that are doing the exact same thing. You literally heard this gentleman trying to make multiple different points, being wrong about multiple of those points, but still trying to make them nonetheless. And the host, God bless her, done a very, very good job batting away all the points that he tried to make. And every single time he tried to make those points, funnily enough, what happened? He turned around and said things like, well, you'll know more than me. Or he says, well, yeah, you know, that is right. These are the type of people that it is that we're dealing with right here in the United Kingdom, also over there in the United States. We're dealing with people that will just take Donald Trump's talking points and they'll take them at face value and take them to be gospel. But the facts are is that we know that they're not. We know that the majority of things that come out of Donald Trump's mouth isn't true, and it's more than likely probably going to be a lie. But it's really good to see the way that the host dealt with this absolute foolishness and completely smacked him down with facts and with truth. We need more of this. We need more of this sort of stuff taking place and this happening, because you've got a lot of these individuals that are out here spreading lies, spreading hate, plain and simply because they don't know what it is that they don't know. Really, really good video. And just wanted to, like I said, show you guys that, trust me, we have Donald Trump bootlickers right here in the UK that spill and spit a lot of rhetoric that makes no sense and that they do not have a clue what it is that they're talking about. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below in regards to this video. As per usual, if you're down there and you're brand new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button and joining the family if you're interested in hearing an outsider's point of view on American politics. And while you're down there, hit the thumbs up button purely for the YouTube algorithm. As per usual, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.